Few people know their way around a restaurant better than the world-famous chef Michel Roux. And I, to my great pleasure, can speak to him now. Good morning, Mr. Roux.
Yeah, good morning, Trevor. You can call me Chef.
Good morning. Absolutely. You absolutely on the money. Good morning, Chef. Look, your family's been running restaurants for generations. How bad is it now?
It's really dreadful. It's terrible. I mean, on a very serious note, this is as bad as March in 2020, the first lockdown. The biggest issue for me is the lack of communication from the government. There are no, well, we're being told one thing. The public is being told one thing. So don't go out. Don't go to Christmas parties and don't congregate in numbers, which in turn means that people aren't going out or are cancelling Christmas parties, cancelling events, and being very careful. Now, it could be quite rightly so because of this pandemic, which is awful and it is real. But it means that what should be our most prosperous month as restaurateurs and as hoteliers and as publicans is now turning into a loss because people are not turning up. So I'm all right with locking down. Don't get me wrong. Locking down is a good thing if it's going to save lives and it means that the NHS is not going to be put under pressure. I mean, Lord knows that the NHS is doing an unbelievable job, fantastic job, and praise to them. And of course, let's not forget all the volunteers, because also the rollout of the booster and of the jabs in the first time round, it's not thanks to the government, it's thanks to the NHS and thanks to the volunteers. So what we need in our industry, and not just our industry, is clear government, proper government with a pair of cojones that takes decisions on time, not waffle.
What would you like to hear from the Prime Minister over the next couple of weeks?
Clear decisions. It really is simple as that, Trevor. I mean, we don't know whether we're coming or going in our industry. We are losing business. We are losing livelihoods. And also very, very important point, because we're talking about hospitality industry here, which employs 2.5, 3 million people directly. What about the ecosystem around the hospitality industry? So all the drivers that come and deliver our goods, all the security, the cleaners, the collection of refuse, the suppliers, the supply chain is immense. I've had suppliers on the phone in tears asking me to take some produce, but I can't take produce. I've had a collapse of bookings, and I don't know whether I'm going to be open tomorrow, let alone next week. So, we need clear decisions. And if we get locked down, then we need compensation. We need financial help. And again, I reiterate, not just the hospitality industry, but across the board. We need proper, firm government, and a government that we can respect.
Give us a picture of what this level of uncertainty means in your business for, one of your restaurants or one of your family's restaurants.
Yes, I mean, I tweeted recently last week about my daughter's restaurant, and this is a new business, a new restaurant with a big debt, and that's another thing. A lot of restaurants, small businesses, are already laden with debt, and we're getting help. Yeah, we have to take a loan out, and that's another debt. That's adding debt on debt. So that I don't consider that help, financial help. But anyway, that's another story. So she was building up to a prosperous December, a December that would see her through the lean months of dry January and February and March. They're normally quiet months. So in this industry, we need to build up reserves in November and December to see us through. Well, that's gone. That's finished. Nothing left. So she is now into a loss situation business-wise in December.
The Chancellor's just come back from California. Industry leaders are saying that some businesses are going to sink. They're going to go under. What practical help would work for you? What would you like to hear Rishi Sunak announce once he's done his sums?
Well, first of all, we need assurance going forward. So next year, the VAT is likely to go back up to 20%. Well, it would help immensely if it was either kept at 12.5 or taken back down to 5. Business rates need sorting out. It's the most unfair system ever. And then statutory sick pay is one that I would like to see reformed as well, because at the moment, people who are catching COVID with very mild symptoms are thinking, well, shall I go to work or shall I, or shall I just take statutory sick pay? You can't survive on that. You can't pay the rent. You can't. There's no way. So, and then the burden is put back on the employer. That's not right. So, there are a number of things. But if we are going to go into lockdown, and as I said, I'm not against lockdown. I'm really not, if it's for the right reason. But we need to know. We can't have this dilly-dallying around and this waffle that's coming out of the government at the moment.
You are, of course, proudly British, Michel Roux. We claim you 100% as our own, but of course you have some French heritage. What do you think about the French decision to essentially ban travel between here and there?
Well, it's a firm decision. I mean, the one thing, whether you like or dislike Macron, he takes decisions, and that's another thing. I think there's a lot of politicking going on between Macron and Boris Johnson. One thinking he's Napoleon Bonaparte, and the other one thinking he's Winston Churchill. Come on, guys, get out of the playground and behave properly. But at least. Decisions are made, and they are made quickly and with direction. It was the same with the lockdown back in 2020. Macron took this decision to close the restaurants early, or close down the whole country early, and to police it properly, firmly, and to put a proper package to help the hospitality industry. And that, I think that's all we want. And it's not just the hospitality industry, it's what everybody wants, is clear decision making.
It is a politics programme, so I'm tempted to ask you about goose versus turkey also, but I have to ask you a proper question. It looks like there might be another lockdown. Do you think that the industry can survive another one?
If there's adequate compensation, then yes, there will still be some casualties. And another thing which I've not spoken about is mental health. It really is incredibly tough. I mean, 2 days ago, I had team members, staff members at my restaurant asking me, "Are we shutting? Are we not shutting?" And the consequences of that, and tears in their eyes, welling up. I mean, really not knowing whether they've got a job or not. And we're trying to entice people back into the hospitality industry. So, how is this going to work? It is incredibly difficult times. So it's not just one thing. It's very, very difficult. But we need, as I said before, and I keep on saying, it is a strong government that will take decisions and give us proper help.
Michel Roux, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.